Origami, the art of paper folding, has a long and fascinating history that began with the invention of paper in ancient China around 200 to 300 AD. At first, folded paper was used for simple practical purposes like wrapping in containers, but as it spread to Japan through monks and trade, it grew into a symbolic practice. In Japan, origami became tied to spiritual traditions, weddings, and rituals. Over time, origami expanded beyond Japan, influencing global art and design and transforming from a traditional practice into a modern, innovative form of expression.
So, the origins of paper folding. Paper folding originated around 200 300 AD by a man named Kai Lun, who was a leader in the Han Dynasty located in ancient China. As mentioned earlier, it was at first mostly used for simple things like toilet paper and envelopes, and through monks and trade routes, paper folding later got spread to Japan, in which it started getting used for more spiritual reasonings and rituals, such as in weddings, decorative ornaments, and started getting used for more designs. As you can see to the right, there is a picture of what Kai Lun was thought to look like and also an original piece of paper that he created, one of the only ones that is still around. Moving on to origami in Japan. So, paper folding originally spread to Japan around the 6th century. And as mentioned earlier, it became associated with a lot of spiritual practices. Some of the more important ones were getting used to mark sacred places or shrines, to represent the bride and the groom at weddings, by creating butterflies, and also for special gift giving to show some more respect and care. So by then, the Edo period, which was around 1603 to 1868, origami became a more formalized and official art form. To the right is pictured an origami manual, one of the original origami manuals that held instructions to origami. Um, and then also pictured is two of the more popular and famous shapes that people would build, which is the orizuru and the kabuto.
Next is the global spread and modernization. Following the Edo period, in 1797 was the first publication of an origami instruction book. Along with the widespread availability of paper, the art form gained popularity in the 17th and 18th centuries. Moving forward to the 20th century is when origami entered the modern art world. Akira Yoshizawa was one of the prominent people who helped do so. He pioneered wet folding and developed new notation system. Now, different cultures embrace the art form in teaching and cultural exchange. In terms of contemporary evolution, origami is now merged with function, high art, and design. For example, math and geometry uses modular origami and explores teaching mathematical concepts. Engineering uses things like foldable structure design in solar panels for spacecrafts and medical stents. Architecture and design focuses on expandable structures for things like disaster relief shelters. And lastly, fashion and textiles uses fabric design to create unique pleating patterns.
The modern artist that we chose to connect to the art of origami is Richard Sweeney. Sweeney is a contemporary British artist and designer. He is known for his large scale folded sculptures and installations. His pieces are incredibly engaging, precise, and impressive, blending organic, flowy forms with the structural elements that come with paper folding. He is a great example of the evolution of origami, showing an originally small scale art to a much larger modern pieces. Now, let's connect Richard Sweeney to original origami. As I explained, Sweeney's built upon the original traditional principles of origami. One of the main elements that is so incredible, especially in this scale, is that there is no cutting or gluing that takes place during the process of creating these pieces, which is a fundamental aspect to traditional origami. He also blends simple organic forms with complex modern structures, focusing on form, transformation, and balance.
From its beginnings as a practical use of paper into its development into a sacred and symbolic art in Japan, origami has always reflected creativity, meaning, and beauty in simplicity. Today, it continues to inspire artists worldwide, adapting into new forms and modern practices. Richard Sweeney's large-scale sculptural origami is a perfect example of this evolution, demonstrating how an art once centered on small traditional folds has expanded into shrinking contemporary works that connect history with modern design.